What's up, boys? Day 3, I think, of the bootcamp. I'm just kind of fucking freestyling this shit, but today we're gonna be talking about OTE. OTE, also known as optimal trade entry, is where we use the fib tool, right, to find better, precise entries. OTE says itself, optimal trade entry. It gives you a more optimal trade entry, right? You can use this in multiple ways. Um, I I mean everyone uses the 7.9 and the 7.06. If you don't have these levels on your fib, just screenshot this right now, and make sure it looks all the same. Then you'll have the correct settings to use for OTE. So OTE is with the fib. We're gonna especially be looking at these two levels, the 7.9, 7.06. The 6.2 and 0.5, you don't really have to focus on that much. Why do we use this? Obviously, as it says itself, it gives us a better optimal trade entry, so better entries, less risk. And it can be used to also find your bias or where price will most likely retrace to. Damn, I kind of fucked this up. Doesn't really matter though, because I'm gonna be deleting this anyway. But so I got a couple of examples that I found from last week. I think Thursday. Wait, let me remove this one real quick though, because it's kind of in the way. So, how do we find this? So I went on the 50-minute, right? And you anchor this fib tool from a swing low to a swing high, or from a swing low to a swing, from a swing high to a swing low. Jesus. Very simple. Let me show you. So in this example, right, we have a swing low. We manipulate it to the downside, right? And we immediately react it to the upside. And we have our swing high, right? That's how you anchor it. And then we want to see price come back down into our two levels, because this is the most optimal for us to get a good entry, right? Same the opposite way, by the way. If we have a swing high to a swing low, for example, I'm just gonna give a quick random example, um, like this. Oh fuck! Oh my days, bro! I'm fucking so much shit up. Like this, right? It's the opposite way around. Now we want to see us retrace up here, right? It just depends on the swing low, swing high, and the scenario, right? Because you don't just randomly want to be pulling out, anchoring this fib tool in every swing high, swing low. And also just try and identify correct swing high, swing lows, right? This is a clean swing high to a swing low to a swing high. Fucking hell, bro. Right. Enough chatting around. How do we use this? So we anchor it from our swing low to our swing high, and we want to be looking at the 7.06 and the 7.9. For your information, we don't have to fucking tap the 7.06 or the 7.9 on the dot perfectly, right? Or our confluences that we're gonna look for don't also have to perfectly align with it. It just needs to be in that area, right? So in this example, we anchored the fib tool, right? But where are we gonna find extra confluence? Because we don't just randomly want to limit these levels. That would be basically gambling, right? So what can we see? Let's go on the hourly. What do we have? We have an hourly order block, right? And I love to use hourly order blocks with the CE. Do we have anything on the 50-minute? I mean, we also have a 50-minute order block, but we already have an hourly, so that doesn't really matter that much. Do we have anything on the 5-minute? Yes, we do. We have an unfilled gap, right? Why not? We didn't tap it, but still good to mark out. We have a 5-minute rejection block. We also have this 5-minute inverse Ferrari gap, which also actually never got tapped. So, I mean, it did, but not the CE. But yeah, so basically, you just want to try and stack confluences in that area where we might retrace to, right? What else can you find? Is there anything else? Nah, I think that's kind of it. It's also more than enough, to be honest. Probably may did we have 10 a.m.? Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, whatever. So we have an hourly order block, CE. We have a 5 minute rejection block. Within that, we probably have some other lower time frame stuff, but this is more than enough, right? Then you could have just said, okay, the 706 kind of aligns with the CE of the hourly order block. It's a little like it's 2 ticks below it, but that doesn't really matter. You just, I don't know where the fuck you want to target. Just target unfilled gaps, lowers liquidity. Just the obvious shit, you know. A 10-point stop. Optimally, to be honest, you would want to cover the 7-9 for if we don't reverse from the 706. But in this scenario, there are a bunch of confluences on the 706 and not a lot on 7-9. So this would make sense that we react from the 706 instead of us wanting to go to the 7-9. So yeah, you could have easily bottom tick this using the fucking fib tool. Have I? What the fuck, bro? I'm tweaking. I have another example though, so don't worry. Now we do it from the opposite way. Alright, we have a swing high to swing low. What do we do? I caught this trade, by the way. We had accumulation. Alright, if you go on a 50-minute, you'll see. Wait. We also have this 50-minute inverse, right? I dragged that out because I like 50-minute inverse CEs. They can be very useful. We also have a 50-minute rejection block on top, but it never got tapped. I mean, it did, but not with this wick. Let's see. Probably also had something on the 50-minute, like a 50-minute order block, but I didn't check. What else do we have? 5-minute inverse. Would have also been clean. Unfilled 5. Didn't get tapped. Got fucking edged, but still good as confluence. Then we have the 50-minute inverse. I mean, yeah, we have another 5-minute unfilled gap, whatever. Bunch of stuff for us to go to the 7-9, right? Because on the 706, okay, we have an unfilled 5, for example. We have all these highs from the accumulation. So we have the power of 3, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I'm going to be talking about that in a different video. But simply said, we have more confluences on the 7-9. So it looks more obvious for us to find something in this area than just the 706, right? Because if you want to take a trade with using the fib tool and OTE, and you see like, okay, I have a bunch of confluences on the 706, seems good to short in that area, then go for it. But if you have a bunch of more confluences on the 7-9, you gotta take the 7-9 because it's more in discount, right? So you want to take the most discounted entry because that will reduce your risk. So, but if you can take a trade and you can cover your stop loss, like I would never do this, but like imagine you can cover your stop loss like this, so it covers the 7-9 like this. You should be fine as well. But yeah, just keep in mind what I just said. So what could you have done? You could have just said, okay, I'm gonna short the 50-minute CE that aligns perfectly with the 7-9, right? 10-point stop. You would have gone edged, but yeah, you wouldn't have gone stopped out though. Boom, target these lows. Easy trade. Boom, done. That's how you use OTE. You can use it like almost in every situation. It just optimizes your entry. It's just a better entry on everything almost. You can also use this with standard deviation, anything, right? Because if you use standard deviation, for example, and you got your level, I don't know if I can find an example. Let me see real quick if I can find an example. Would be nice to find an example. Let me see. Let me see. Wait. Let me remove this shit because this shit's mad annoying, bro. Just fuck off. Okay. I think maybe. Wait. Let me. Maybe this move. Damn, this shit was clean as fuck, bro. Holy. Yeah. I mean, damn, that was fucking clean. Now I'm back in Narnia. Where the fuck am I, bro? Oh my Fucking God, bro. What the fuck is happening? Okay, thank God. Alright. Quick tutorial on this, just to give you guys like another random scenario. Standard deviation, perfectly, you have the -2. We don't just blindly want to long this or limit the standard deviation level. I'm sure there were some more confluences to long this. I'm not going to be looking for those right now, but I'm sure on the high time frame you can find confluences why we could have perfectly just longed this. But how could you have find an entry, right? No, yeah. Boom. What do? We create a swing low to swing high. Where do we retrace to? We retrace to 706, right? And this would have given you a more safer optimal entry than just limiting the STDV level, right? You could have put your stops at this low or like just 10-point stops. But I would have probably put it at this low. Would have been more optimal. Yeah, just target these gaps. Boom. Obviously, in this situation, you don't really have anything on the 1 minute like as extra confluence. I mean, we do have this 1 minute order block, right? With the CE also aligns with it. Would have given you an even would have also given you a good entry. But yeah, anyways, this is just how you use it, right? Just use it in any scenario, but just use it correctly. And yeah, it just gives you way better entries, way less risk. And I use it a lot for like also just bias. Like if you go on a high time frame, you can easily try and look for where you might be headed, right? If you like pull it out like this, you can see in this whole big ass move. Okay, we retraced, we tapped 706. What did we do? We just dumped for like continuation. So yeah, it's also useful to use as daily bias or just where the market might be headed to. So that was the video on OTE. I don't know what the next video will be. As I said, I'm just oh my days, freestyling this shit. But I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me yapping today. But like, I'm just so tired I cannot yap. But yeah, I hope you guys understood everything. If you guys have any questions, you can join the Discord and DM me or just ask anything in the comments. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.